Hi everyone. So I am Alexa Madison, owner of Piano Language, and today we're going to be teaching composition to your youngest and brightest beginner students. So I've always wanted to teach composition to my students, but whenever I bring it up, usually they seemed overwhelmed or it seems scary, and who can judge them? Because it can feel scary when you're writing your own music. So I figured out how to create a simpler way of teaching composition, just the very basics, so that it'll be fun for them and it'll be easy and they'll want to do it more later in the future. And today I'm going to be sharing this resource that you can use for all of these ideas. So it's called Alphabet Party. It got released actually just this Monday, and there's a sale going on until the end of this Saturday. So at the end of this live stream, if you're interested in the book and you like the ideas, let me know. I'm going to have the link after the live stream for the replay for everyone. But if you're watching live and you want the link, just let me know and I'll message it to you. So we can start. I want to share what Alphabet Party does. So it basically is designed to teach the music alphabet, and so the students can identify which keys are which for the letters. And so one of the pieces called Crazy Cat has the student find all the C's on the piano, and they hold them out for 4 beats. And I actually have the picture of what this looks like, so you know what I'm talking about. So there we go. Sorry about the glare. So it has the student holding all the C's, starting middle C, and then they go up. They hold them for 4 beats. So let me demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this comes with a teacher duet part that I like to have them start with right away. But once they get it, then I like to use this to have them explore other rhythms. Then they can use half notes and repeat on each C. They can use quarter notes for 4 quarter notes for each C, and then eighth notes. So you can see right here that I wrote, you may know that I love cats, and actually one of my cats is meowing right now, if you can tell. And so, but I like to use words to demonstrate the quarter note and the eighth notes. So cat for the quarter note, and then kitty for the eighth notes. So it shows them that the eighth notes are faster, since kitty is faster than cat, since they only get half a beat each. So once they know this, then I show them to make up their own rhythm using cats and kitties. And then what we do is write it down or have them clap it out loud or play it on the C. So let's say they came up with kitty, cat, cat. So we write that down. And that actually has a half note on there, which is fine. So once they get this, you can use Crazy Cat and have them repeat the rhythm that they made up on each C. So kitty, cat, cat, kitty, cat, cat, kitty, cat, cat, kitty, cat, cat, kitty, cat, cat. Now what's great about this is that your students may not notice that music is all about repetition and patterns, and you can teach this to them, share why you're repeating on each C, and show them examples from their music that uses a lot of repetition. So now once they get that, you can have them improvise. So tell them that improvisation is all about exploring the piano, having fun. There's no wrong mistakes. there's some better notes than others, and you want to show them which one is better, and they'll explore that for themselves. So in the book, there's lots of pieces for improvisation. There are some at the beginning that have the black keys. There's one that only uses the 2 black keys, another only 3 black keys, and another one with 2 and 3. And then this crazy cat has an improvisation part where they only improvise on C's. So you can have them use certain rhythms. You can use, and then once they feel comfortable with that, you can widen their note range, you can widen their rhythm range, and let them just have fun with it. And once they feel really good about improvising, I'm going to show you this next resource called Kitty Time. I just realized that so far, the only pieces I'm showing you are cat related. I did not do that on purpose. So Kitty Time is actually meant for improvising, but the way I'm going to show you is so the student can compose their own music. So I like to show the student what the teacher part sounds like, which I'll show you as well. As a repeat, I'm going to skip the repeat. So you can explain to them, have them watch your left hand, how you're using C's, G's, A, F, and then you're just repeating that pattern. Also, so far, let me know if you're teaching composition to your students. Let me know how you do that, and if your students are having fun. So with Kitty Time, once they listen to it, they get the idea of the music. I have them pick notes. This one is for C, D, and E. So they pick their choice for each measure. And so I like to show them the chord in the teacher part and have them try C with the chord and see what they think. And then D with the chord, then E, have them pick their favorite. And then what I like to do is write it down. So let's say they picked out C. They thought C sounded best with the C chord. And then you went to the G chord. Let's say they said that D sounded best. And then for the A chord, A chord, they picked E. And then for the F chord, they picked C. Then you can have them use whole notes for these notes and hold it out for 4 beats before going on to the next one. I like to call out the notes or just write it on the whiteboard so they can keep track. And then they play those while you're playing Kitty Time. So if that gets really easy for them, then they can make up a rhythm just like they did for Crazy Cat and write it down over here and then repeat it on the notes that they picked. And then if that's getting easier, then they can do different rhythms for each measure. You can tell them to keep the pattern similar in each measure and slightly change them, or you can just have them do completely different rhythms in each measure. And then they'll have their own composition. And then another idea is, it's called My C Pentascale, actually designed to be taught by rote, but they can improvise on C, D, E, F, G. And you can do the same thing. You have all the notes C, D, E, F, G. They pick which note they think sounds best. The chords in the right, for the teacher part, it goes C, E minor, A minor, G. So you can play that, show that to them, have them pick their notes, pick the rhythms that they repeat, or they can do different rhythms in each measure. And then that's how they can compose their own music. And you see how each step is, there's different levels. You can go fairly easy with the C pattern, having them repeat the rhythm, or at the end, having them do different notes, different rhythms. So you just decide what fits best for the student. If it seems pretty easy, then you can go up to the next step. If it feels pretty good right there, then just stop right there. But this will allow them to be able to compose at the early ages and stages. I've been starting to use this for my students, and they've been asking more for it. So I hope it's been helpful for you. And let me know if you teach composition to your students and how you do that. There's other ways of teaching composition without the teacher duet. Usually I did it with just the student solo, and then I make up a teacher duet, which I think I've talked about either on the piano language page or in piano language teaching, the group. But there's so many different ways. And let me know how you teach composition. And I hope I will see you next week on the piano language teaching group. Bye.